All right, I would like to welcome you all to our Saturday morning breakfast call for Saturday, May 26, 2018. My name is Joel Broughton here with my beautiful wife and business partner, Kristen. And, hey, let's get going right into our call today. I want to just recognize first those of you that have been successful in the last week in either earning a check or matching postcards or a little bit of both. So congratulations to Zaina and Greg and Justine, Sam, David, Linda, Roy, Greg, Richard, Lloyd, Michael, Darnella, Mike, Diva, Sharon, Annette. Congratulations to Donald and Jean, Kathleen, Randy, Thomas, Charles, Sterling, Tina, Bill, Jen, Brian, Seth. Congratulations to Trina and William. Congratulations, John, Nate, Grant, Harry, Ryan, Jason, Judith, Melissa, Mike, and Jimmy. And congratulations to everybody that has put new members in, put new free members into the system, been promoting and having some success. Just a quick update before we get into the training and before we get into the information, I guess, today. We are going to make a small change to the Free Stamps Forever program just to make it a little bit easier for more people to participate, to make it easier for, to get you even more of the postcard stamps, obviously, to be able to mail out postcards. So what we've done, and by the way, there's nothing for you to do. We're going to do all this 100% for you. You don't have to take any action unless you haven't joined the Free Stamps Forever program. Of course, if you haven't joined it yet, you want to send in your membership registration for it. But for those of you that are already a member and activated, there's no change for you at all. We're going to handle 100% of everything on the back end. The postcards are the same. There's no change to any of the postcards, so if you do have Free Stamps Forever postcards, you just keep them. The only difference is when people join, so when they send in their initial membership to join, we're going to send them back the letter explaining the program. And instead of asking them for both postcard stamps and first-class stamps, we're just going to actually ask them now for just postcard stamps only, which makes it a little less expensive for them to join. Encourage more of them to send in, obviously, to the 5-Up lines. Instead of sending the postcard stamps, it would cost them about $35, plus the first-class stamps another $50. It'd be about $85. We're basically cutting that cost in half, so it's only going to really cost any members $35 a year to be in the postcard, the Free Stamps Forever program. They're only going to just have to send 20 postcard stamps to their 5-Up lines. Okay, so simple little change, but I think it'll definitely have an impact. I've talked to several of our leaders about this, and they all kind of agree that, yeah, it kind of makes sense to be able to get more and more stamps to all the members. So if you haven't seen a huge amount of people sending you stamps, I think you'll definitely see a bump, an increase of those people as you continue to promote the Free Stamps Forever, or as you continue to just promote the Postcard Networker program. Of course, every single member that joins, by the way, we're going to promote Free Stamps Forever for you to them anyway. We send, the Free Stamps Forever postcards in packages of members that haven't joined yet. When they order postcards, we throw one in there so that they can participate as well. So you should see definitely an increase in the number of stamps that you're receiving in that program as more and more people join. And of course, that's only going to increase if you continue getting more new members, right? If you continue building your business and sending out your postcards and getting new people and getting new active members, you'll definitely see an increase there as well. So today I want to go through, and it's not a hugely long training, I guess. We'll probably, I think it'll be a bit shorter than normal. Sometimes I'll go for an entire hour. Today I think we're probably going to be closer to half an hour, 40 minutes at the longest, but we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how kind of engaged I get with this topic, but I think it's an important one. I think it's something that is kind of interesting. I was thinking about it a lot over the last couple of days, and what I want to talk to you today is about how one person can change your business and your life forever. Literally, just one person. Sometimes we think that as we join these businesses, as we get started in Postcard Networker or a network marketing company, that we have to go and recruit hundreds and thousands of people to be able to generate a full-time income from home. We think, we've got to go out and build and build and build and build forever. Well, you do, but also sometimes it's just one connection, one person, whether it be somebody that you meet that you're going to work directly with, somebody that you're going to follow, somebody that you're going to learn from, somebody that's going to have an impact on your life that you weren't necessarily ready for, you're excited about, but literally just one connection or one person can make such a huge impact. So I just want to talk to you about a couple of different people that have had a major impact on my life, what they've done, some of the changes, and you'll be able to see, I think, that sometimes it just can take one little thing to spark a shift, not necessarily for instant success, because not all of these people help me create, instant success in my life or overnight riches or things like that. But I think that they kind of changed the path that I was on, depending on, like I said, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of literally just one person that had a major impact on me and the trajectory that I was on, because sometimes it's not necessarily just, again, opportunity. It's not necessarily, them helping you generate a whole bunch of money or something like that. But sometimes it's just a shift in your thinking. Sometimes it's just, you're going on a certain path, you're going a certain direction, and, sometimes we get almost stuck. Do you ever find that you feel like you almost are getting stuck in a certain path or a certain way of doing business or a certain way of living life? And sometimes we just need a little bit of a shift in our thinking. And so the first person that I think had a major impact and literally changed my life, changed my business forever, was Anthony Robbins. Now, I've never met Anthony Robbins personally, not yet. Okay. I've actually never gone to any of Anthony Robbins' events yet. All right. But when I want to go back. So go back to probably, let me think. I want to say about 1999, probably 1999, 2000, around that time frame, was when I was first introduced to Anthony Robbins. And I was one of the guys that was watching a late night infomercial on TV, and the Anthony Robbins promotional stuff came on, and it was, I believe at the time it's kind of funny, it had such an impact, I can't even necessarily remember so many years ago the name of the program, but, because I've listened to so much of his stuff over the years, but it was like some kind of power team or some kind of power thing or something like that. But here's the point. When I was 20 years old, 22, something like that, 1999, 2000, I was kind of on a trajectory of, go to school, get my degree, and then get a job after, work for 40, 50 years, retire, live an average life, right? Live a comfortable life. That was kind of the trajectory I was on at the time. And, go, work harder to be successful, basically, right? Put in more hours, get promotions. I mean, that's really what I was taught at a young age. That's what I was taught throughout my entire, as a child and as an adolescent, as a teenager and a young adult, was that I had to go get my education, then I had to get a job, and then I had to just work hard to move up. And the harder I worked, the more I could move up, and in government or banking or working for somebody else. And the interesting thing is that I had just recently been exposed to some network marketing information back in 1999. And I had started to learn about, hey, there's a different way, to be able to generate income. You can be an entrepreneur. You can work for yourself. You can go out and sell things. You can recruit people. You can, you can build a business in a completely radically different way than I had ever even known. And it was interesting to me because I had kind of gotten started with some of that stuff, but I didn't really totally buy into it. I thought this would be incredible and amazing, and I was so excited about it, but it wasn't working for me. It wasn't clicking. I wasn't having success immediately. And I think what Anthony Robbins did for me was really give me the belief and the mindset that, it's in me. Like the success that's going to happen in my life is a result of me and my thinking and the way that I learn, the way that I behave, the way that I act, the way that I work to succeed. That I could really I guess unleash, right? I think that was one of his taglines, was like unleash the power within or something like that. And I knew, at the time I kind of this was all pretty new to me. We've all probably by this point in our lives, or most of us have gone through different motivational speakers and different inspirational people and learned about different stuff. But at the time, it was so brand new, and I remember that feeling, and I ordered, I think it might have even been cassette tapes at the time. It was either cassettes or CDs or DVDs or something like that, but I'm thinking it was almost like I got a cassette series from him, maybe CDs, but to listen to, and it was a huge expense at the time. I think I paid $400 or $500 or something like that for the course, and I listened to it over and over and over again. And the major impact that it had on me was just that, I wasn't alone in wanting more. It was okay to, really go for it and to be different, and that my success wasn't going to be based on somebody else giving me a promotion. My success was going to be on me getting it for myself, earning it, going for it, or creating it myself. And as you build your business, either in Postcard Networker, network marketing, or as you go out on your own and create your own opportunities, one of the big things I think is to make sure that you find people or find courses or find that motivation that shifts your mindset. And it took me years of listening to Anthony Robbins, and it took me years of listening to other speakers as well. So he's not the only one, but I always remember he was one of the first that really had such a major impact on me, kind of shifting from just muddling about, right, going by everybody else's rules in business and in life, to really taking charge and saying, no, it's okay for me to be different. It's okay to me to, march to my own drum, like to take the other path. That definitely had an impact. So, literally, as you build your business, as you go through life, as you expand and learn, one person, you don't know today if it's somebody that you've already met, or if it's somebody in your future, or if it's somebody today, just listening to this today, that's going to shift your path, that's going to allow you and give you permission to go on a different road. Literally one person can have that impact. One speech, one video, one talk can definitely change that. And I think sometimes we think that we have to consume so much information and we get so overwhelmed, but really you just have to hone in on somebody who's giving you the right message, that's pushing you in the right direction, and that's giving you permission to really go out and live your life. the second person I want to talk about, I'm actually not going to mention his name because we had a bit of a falling out years ago. He forgave me probably. I forgive him definitely. But I just don't care to promote him. But anyway, my big first hit in network marketing was with the gentleman that I met. It was actually two guys, but the one I definitely partnered with a lot more than the other one. And it wasn't necessarily that he was a genius in network marketing, or he was a genius in direct mail or building a business from home, but he was definitely ahead of where I was, way ahead of where I was. He had already been running a successful business for a number of years. He had already researched and educated himself in this industry. So he was definitely quite a bit further ahead. And when I met him and his business partner, we started talking, and the funny thing is, they were actually building their own company at the time through the mail and through running advertisements. It was kind of a direct mail company. And I actually was in a network marketing company, and we started talking, and something just clicked with the three of us, and they ended up joining our network marketing company with us. And we kind of partnered together, and the neat thing was that I was able to learn everything that he was doing to build his business, but then together we applied it to the network marketing business. And we kind of, in a way grew up together in network marketing. We learned from each other. We learned from other people. But the neat thing was that by partnering with him, my belief in this industry and the success grew so fast because I was able to literally go full time within probably 12 to 18 months. Now, I had been working for the last probably, I want to say 4 years prior to meeting him, part-time, like trying to make different things work in network marketing, trying to make different businesses work, and struggling, literally just struggling. And when we started working together, and building the business together, things really just started to come together and click. And one of the interesting things was that if I look back and I really kind of analyze what he was doing, and what he taught me, the biggest thing that he brought to the table was the leads. The one thing, or the major one thing that I really didn't have a good grasp on before I met him was how to generate a significant number of people that were interested in my offer. So I had a pretty good offer. I had a good business. I was very open to working hard and to putting a lot of energy into it. I was open to putting a lot of money into advertising. I had a good job at the time, so I was definitely willing to pour advertising dollars into my business. It's just that I wasn't necessarily willing to pour it in unless I knew that I could get some leads. I knew I could, build my business. And so what he really brought to the table at the time was basically a never-ending lead source. Like he could generate more leads than we could ever phone, recruit, enroll, and he taught me, how he was doing it, and we started working together. And of course, over the last, 10, 15 years, I've improved it, I've worked on it, I've added more sources and things like that. But at the time, it was kind of like an instant shift in the way that I was doing business and the way that I was thinking, because now all of a sudden I could build a business with somebody who was successful in something that I didn't know how to do. And it really changed my belief, and it really inspired me to go for it. After 3 or 4 years of struggling, I was getting to the point, I think, where I was starting to question, like, is this ever going to work for me? Can this really work for everybody, in this industry? Can this really, come together where I can actually generate, even a part-time income, even just a couple $100 a month, never mind, you know, $3,000, $5,000, $10 or $20 or $30 or $40,000 a month, can it just make a profit? You know, like, can I just make an extra $400 or $500 a month? And that almost instantly changed when I started working with him, because he was able to add the major thing that I was missing, which was the leads. You know, and actually working with his other business partner, the other guy the third guy that we were working with, the third guy actually taught me how to sell, and taught me how to ask for credit cards over the phone, and taught me how to, you know, work with people and really, you know, present and I guess convince people over the phone that, yeah, working with me would be a great thing. Doing the presentations and just having the guts to say, hey, did you want to get started? Does this sound like something you want to do? You know, and of course, never really looking back from there. But one person, literally one person, shifted me from muddling about, you know, trying to make different things work in this industry and going from business to business to, you know, one little change in what I was doing created enough leads, enough prospects for us to be able to bring enough into the business to be able to skyrocket the business to a point where, you know, making a full-time income from home. One little change, one little shift, and that, I think, and after a few years, probably, I think we worked together for about 5 or 6 years, full time. The partnership disintegrated, which, you know, I think a lot of partnerships over the years probably would or do anyway. I've talked to a lot of people in my career that run even traditional businesses, you know, like a mechanic shop or a restaurant or whatever. I think a lot of partnerships, at some point, one of the partners either loses interest or changes gears or wants to do something different or whatever. So a lot of partnerships disintegrate. So I you know, I don't hold any grudges because of that. At the time, I was super disappointed because of what happened, but you know, obviously on both sides. But you know, we went our separate ways. But because of that experience, my belief was that no matter what happens in this industry, I know how to do it. Like, I know it works. I know that you just have to put a large number of people in front of a presentation, and some of them will join. Some of them will want to present it as well and duplicate what you're doing, and that's, you know, network marketing works. Like, I had total, absolute, 100% belief that what we were doing in the system and the method that I used to build the business with him and his business partner and our team over the last 4 or 5 or 6 years, you know, absolutely 100% worked. Like, there was no doubt in my mind that methodology worked every single time, because we had at that point done it with 2 different companies, and you know, I just took that with me throughout my entire career. That same methodology of, you know, just generating a huge amount of prospects and promoting a business to them and working with them, and we do that even today in Postcard Networker. I mean, it's the same process, right? Generate the leads, you know, send the postcards. Have the people put up their hand, you know, opt into the websites, have people sign up for the affiliate memberships. Now you've got your buyers. The moment somebody spends money with Postcard Networker or with you in your business, they are light years ahead of every other prospect you have. And that's something that I learned when I first started in network marketing, you know, when we kind of got together with this business partner, was that anybody who gave you a credit card or anybody who made a purchase, they were the ones you had to focus 100% of your time on. And it's the same in Postcard Networker today. Anybody who makes a purchase, you spend 100% of your time with. Anybody who does not make a purchase is just a lead. You know, until they actually buy something, you can answer their questions. You can speak with them on the phone, but don't spend a huge amount of time chasing those people. Spend more time generating more potential prospects who will potentially become a buyer, and then spend your time again with the buyers, right? That one concept and that one person really changed my belief in this industry and the way it works. And you know, I could literally today now join any company in network marketing, any company. I mean, once you get good at this concept, like of bringing a lot of leads into a system, selling some of them, and then getting those people to duplicate the same thing, once you get good at that, and once you have a big enough pool of people that follow you, work with you, that you've mailed to, and it really just takes time, guys. Like, honestly, it's just a function of mailing more, right, over time, just mailing more postcards over time, segregating the buyers, bringing those people to get to know you, offering them your business. The more you do that, literally, I could join any company tomorrow, and it will be a success. Like, any company that we work with directly, my wife and I, we can make a full-time income in, no problem. And when I say full-time income, I mean, you know, 6 figures or more in any network marketing company, any product. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to join companies that offer, you know, subpar products or you know, compensation plans that aren't going to pay very well, or you know, just outright scams. We're not going to join them. But any legitimate, good, solid company with decent products, we could go make a full-time income with. Okay? We could go make 6 figures or more with. And I think that if you meet the right people and you get your belief to actually a point. So, and here, let me just point out the difference. Before I had met this gentleman and his business partner, I believed that it would work. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I saw people doing it, but I had never experienced it for myself. Okay, big difference. Big difference. I'd never actually experienced it for myself. And once I experienced it for myself, that's where the belief really changed. And that changed my business and my life forever. Absolutely, 100%. When I saw it working for me, when I saw that income coming in, when I was cashing those checks, I was like, yeah, this definitely works. I got to keep doing this, right? And I think that will be true for you as well. The third person that I think had a major impact, and I'm sure there's more, I could go on and on probably forever, talking about different people or different people that have definitely changed my life, but the third person that's really had an impact on my business and my life forever was Michael Glaspie. Now, Mike G has been on the internet as an online marketer for way longer than I have. So before I even started a home-based business, he was already you know, marketing online and building businesses and promoting different people's affiliate programs and things like that. And I remember when I first started researching internet marketing, so online marketing, it was after I had become full-time in network marketing, okay, because we were building our business primarily through running ads in newspapers and through the mail and over the phone, doing presentations, buying leads. And at that point, I was like, well, I got to figure out this internet thing. You know, I got to figure out this online marketing thing that everybody's talking about to be able to generate leads and build their business. Well, Mike G was one of the people that was interviewed by, so I purchased a course. I forget what it was called at the time, not important, but it was a gentleman that put together a course that interviewed a bunch of experts, okay? And he had interviewed probably, I want to say like 15 to 20, maybe 25 different internet marketers, different online marketers that were making a lot of money online and running different affiliate programs and promoting for other people. They were super affiliates, right? They were people who would generate a big list of people, join a business, and then just completely crush it, right? Like promote it to their lists and bring everybody into a business. Well, the one person that really resonated with me was Michael Glaspie as he talked, because a lot of the people, what I find is they tend to be very hypey, and they tend to be not necessarily very solid business people, right? Like, okay, they built a list one time, they grew it, they promoted for a couple different people, and then they kind of like faded off into the distance, right? Well, Mike, it really stood out a lot different for me. At the time, listening to him on these audios, again, buying these audio courses, and I got in a book too, but it was really interesting, just the approaches he had, and he was a lot, he spoke a lot more my speed, which is, just listen, I'm going to actually tell you how it works, what I do, and this is it's a lot more matter of fact. It wasn't so hypey when he was speaking. It was like, no, this is really how it actually works. So at the time, I contacted Mike, and I actually got a hold of him, which was, not easy in this industry to actually get a hold of some of the leaders and some of the top people. And I probably spoke with him for about an hour, and I explained to him, what we were doing. I talked to him about our network marketing company, and he said, well, listen, I'll promote with you, because, we seem to click, and we definitely are on the right page. And if you can make it work, then, we'll work together. If you can generate income with my leads, with my lists of people that I've been building. And the interesting thing is, so Mike's been my business partner for probably about the last 10 years or more. And it all started with me just offering him basically to make him money. Hey, you've got some really good lists of people. I think I can convert those I can change some of those leads into dollars for you. You don't have to do anything. Are you interested? And so I brought him into our network marketing company at the time. He did some promotions, and hey, all of a sudden we started making money. I was making more money. He was getting a good check out of it. And really, that's been our relationship together over the last 10 years, 10, 12, 13, 14. I don't know how many years we've known each other now, but that partnership, being a business partner, being a friend, being someone who actually was productive in the relationship. So there's a lot of people out there that, they want to work with these internet marketers, or they want to work with these network marketing leaders, and they really don't have anything of value to bring. Hey, come and join my business and promote for me. Well, that's not really a good offer for the person that owns the list or that has the influence, right? If you just come in, even come to me and say, hey, Joel, come join my business and promote, well, that offer isn't really that spectacular, because I could do that with anybody. I could do that on my own. There has to be something of value on the other side that you're really bringing to the table. If I'm going to promote your business, what are you going to do to really add value? What are you going to do to really accelerate the promotions, accelerate the success and the dollars in that business? That's really the question. And I was able to, at the time, use our systems and how we converted leads and sold to the leads and brought people into the business to really accelerate the success. So instead of just emailing and having somebody join the business, we would literally go and have them opt in, and we put them through a process. But I would also call some of those leads, talk to them, enroll them for Mike, and that made a really big impact on the conversions, right? And we've been doing this in multiple different businesses over the last number of years. Anytime I have a new business or Mike has a new business, we definitely talk and we decide to work together or not. But more often than not, we do work together. And so he's been a really close business partner of mine over the last, like I said, over a decade. And the question is, do you have a business partner like that in your business, or are you still just kind of doing it all alone? The last business partner before Mike that I just mentioned that really helped change my belief was somebody who I worked with really closely, and we kind of shared a lot of things. Mike's been different. So Mike basically promotes my stuff, I promote his stuff, we both make money, So it's more of a promotional partner. He's also become a good friend, of course, but It's more like a business partner that does promotions, and you have to bring something. So you either have to have a list of your own, you have to have a business where you can really add value to them, or if you don't, go build a big list of people. Like, go start promoting, right? Build a huge list in Postcard Networker of people that are interested in a home-based business that you can promote to somebody else's business, or that they can promote to your business, and you can add some value. So really, at the end of the day, I mean, having a partner like Mike has given me not only additional income, but it's always like that confidence that I'm not doing it all alone all the time, that I can literally join any business, take my contacts, but also tap into Mike's contacts and Mike's success and all his different business partners, because we're both just building a business on our own path, but when you combine it somewhere in the middle, it gives you the confidence that, yeah, I could literally join any business, get Mike involved as well, and double our results, for both of us. So I think that, if you have a person like that in your life, in your business, somebody that you can work with constantly for the next, 5 or 10 years, and we're not always in the same businesses. We haven't always joined each other's businesses, but we've always offered each other, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're, okay, great, that one looks good, that one doesn't fit with my timing, but having somebody like that where you could literally join a business tomorrow and know that you've got a lot of firepower behind it, promoting on your behalf and providing leads and, providing promotions is a really good problem to have. It's a really good road to be on. So just understand that making intentional partnerships, going out, so just not just building your business, but making friends with people in the industry that are leaders, that have a name for themselves already, is a very good and very smart thing to do. Because it might not be today. It might not be today. It might not be today that they promote your business. But 3 years from now, or 2 years from now, or 6 months from now, when things change in their life or their business and they're looking for something else to promote, or they want to add an additional income stream to their business, they could just send a few emails for you, and literally, put hundreds of people into your business, thousands of people into your business, just through a few emails or a few direct mail campaigns. So, that, and let me tell you, the biggest thing that I did was I just made sure throughout this business partnership with Mike over all the years is that my number one priority is always that Mike makes money first. Okay? And I obviously was always profitable too, but I always just made sure that I took care of that relationship and that partnership first, made sure that he was getting a big check. He was, surprised sometimes at the size of the checks that were coming in. And I would sometimes take a little bit less income in order to make sure that he made more money, so that, I could count on him for years to come. If you want to have partnerships like that, you have to intentionally seek out people, build relationships, be nice to them, don't be demanding, and what's in it for them? I mean, what are you going to do for that person? What are you going to do for that partnership to be able to help them generate more income, build a business bigger, and give them what they want, and that will obviously allow them to want to work with you for years and years to come. One person can change your life in different aspects, and the biggest thing that I can say to you today is, if you want to change your business, figure out who's going to help you. Don't figure out necessarily what business do I need to join, what product do I need to find, what's the next latest greatest comp plan. Who's going to help you, change your mindset, put you on the right path? Who's going to help you create that belief that you really need so that you go all in? Who's going to help, work with you directly and be your business partner? And if you find some of the who's in your life, who's going to be your business partner, who are you going to work with, who are you going to learn from, who's going to inspire you, some of the what's, like what you're going to do, what you're going to promote, how you're going to make money, some of that will start to come together a lot easier. because your mind in itself will figure that stuff out if you can make the right connections with the right people. Does that make sense? So that's it for me today. I mean, I wanted to give you a few examples of some of the people that have really impacted my life. I'm not saying go look for them. I'm not saying, oh, you have to go learn from Anthony Robbins. Just find somebody who's going to help you with your mindset on a regular basis and help shift you in a major way, a major impactful way. It can be just listening to our Postcard Networker trainings. It can be finding somebody on YouTube that provides free content. You don't have to buy from them. You don't have to subscribe to them. Just find somebody who's going to help you shift that mindset from, instead of going to a 9-to-5 every day and being stuck and feeling like you're stuck, to somebody who's going to inspire you to really go for it, really go all in with your business. And that's what I think starts to change things, is when you start to believe, yeah, this can actually really work for me too. So have a great weekend, everybody. I wish you all the best. We'll post this call, of course, up in our training. We'll post it up on YouTube for you to watch again and listen to, and really get the message that, hey, there are some people out there today, either in my life or not in my life quite yet, who can have a major impact. I've just got to find them. So have a great weekend, everybody. I wish you all the best. Bye for now.